What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. And so today I just want to discuss something that has been trending. I don't know when you'll be watching this, if it will still be trending, but it's something that I have um, uh, two pieces on, like, and sort of something that I would like to chime in on. And so it's the issue of the scholarship in Wasingishu. So if you've not followed the story, there was this scholarship sort of scam in Wasingishu County, and so parents were really mad, and they came into a meeting with the governor, the deputy governor, and the senator. While this meeting was supposed to be held starting 9, the senators, the elected officials, got in at 12:30, which is their typical fashion. They come late and really have a lot of disregard for the people. And so there's this lady, Mercy Tarus, who called them out, and so probably we'll watch the clip somewhere along. So there was two schools of thoughts. The other part thought that she was rude, and some people thought that it was okay for her to call them out. And so that's where I want to start. I get where both are coming from. I understand that we are in a society where we have different generations that have been raised differently, and so I am a millennial. I work with a lot of Gen Zs. The clear difference between these two generations is the fact that Gen Zs are a little bit more open. They can be able to question things. They can be able to think critically. In my era, you are just not allowed to think for no reason. Like, you are not supposed to think. Someone would think for you, and then you would execute. And a lot of times, anytime you'd question things, you'd be branded. You'd be branded a troublemaker or a rude person. And so I think most of everything, the reaction came from those two places, that we were not just allowed to speak to adults like this, and these are elected officials and all these things. And so although I understand the place of honor and the place of you have to have respect, I also do understand that elected officials are ultimately our employees. And I'll just give you a case, a typical case. So I work in Kisumu County, and there was this time we had an appointment with a very senior government official, and this is an appointment that he agreed to. It was not forced, it was not coerced, nothing. And so you walk into the office, and he suddenly behaves like we are intruding, like you're getting into a space that you shouldn't be in. And it's interesting because, like, we elected you. That's the point where I was stuck. Like, we elected you to go and represent us. And even though I wouldn't say that you are supposed to be at anyone beck or call just because they elected you. It's more of, you had an appointment with us, you are expecting us, now we are there, and then you want to act like we didn't have an appointment, or we are sort of just coming into a space that we are not supposed to come. So we got in, he behaves like we are not even supposed to be there. We decide, okay, give us someone to talk to, since you look like you're in a hurry. So because we got into the office, and all of a sudden he was in such a hurry to leave, he had a meeting. And I don't know when this meeting came up, because up until when we were going in, he was free to see us until he saw us, and then we were too many. He had a meeting coming up and all these things. So we spoke to his PA. And so we had a very fruitful meeting. Turns out we didn't go for handouts, surprise. And so we were very important now, and we were supposed to be met. Like, so we needed to book an appointment and then come back. And so we finished. So after that, I spoke to the people that we went with, and I told them we are not going back to that place. Simply because you'd want our meetings and our engagements to be organic. I don't want it to look forced, and I don't want it to seem like now there is something that you want to benefit from us. Now you want to see us. All of a sudden, you are not busy now, so you would like to meet us. So I left knowing that I wasn't going to go back. So I later on reached out to the assistant and just told him that we will not come. We will not honor the invite because we do not want our engagement to seem fake in plastic and all that. So we'll meet in other forums, and I'm so sure we'll meet in another forum, and I'll recount this word by word. I'm saying all that to say that elected officials behave like we owe them something, like we are supposed to be their subjects or something. And I come from a place where if you're an elected official, you go there, I am your employer, I have employed you. And so you cannot then begin to behave like I owe you something or some sort of favor, or I need to be able to do something a certain way so that you behave a certain way. And so it is disrespectful to call a meeting and then show up hours later. It's disrespectful whether you are the employer, you are the employee, you are the wherever. Like, from a human perspective, it is disrespectful. From an employer-employee perspective, it's unacceptable. Like, I cannot be waiting for you for hours so that you show up to something you called. And so if in a typical office setup, that would be an unacceptable behavior. And I think a lot of times we've made these people to look so important and to be in this high pedestal that we feel that they don't owe anyone an explanation as to what they do and how they do it, and that is straight on wrong. And that's what is wrong with our leadership, our governance, and everything about our structure, because then we make these people seem like gods. But at the end of the day, you employed them, they owe you explanations. In this case, like, these people had their money lost. Like, they gave out their money, they demanded accountability, and accountability should not be something that we say you're too young to demand for, or you're too old to demand for, or you cannot just be able to do it because you are a certain person. So I completely agree that we are coming from different generations, but the standard needs to be that politicians and government officials are our employees. And I think when we get to see it from that perspective, then we would not excuse bad manners and bad behavior, because I think there's a lot of bad behavior among the political class that needs to go. And as long as we pacify them and make them small gods and make them feel like they don't owe anyone an explanation and they are a law unto themselves, they will keep on treating us with contempt, because that is the standard that we have set. And so personally, I have made it my mission not to allow an elected official to make me look like a stupid person. I will not allow you to make me feel like you are a demigod who needs to be worshipped. I will demand accountability when accountability is needed. I will demand services when those services are needed, because then we always need to go back to our constitution that says power belongs to us. We delegate authority. When I delegate authority to you, doesn't mean you're my master. It doesn't mean now you're the boss. You are not the boss. I am the boss. I have given you my powers to be able to go and execute on my behalf. And anytime that you do anything contrary to that, then you are, in essence, breaking a code of conduct, basically. And I need to call you out. I am supposed to call you out. And it doesn't matter how young I am or how old I am, I will call you out, because that is what our constitution states, and that is what our laws envision, that we can be able to recall people, we can be able to call out people for nonsense. And so I believe that what Tarus did and what this generation really are doing is something phenomenal to our governance and culture. And I hope that we stop putting our setting ourselves up to lose by making demigods out of people who don't deserve anything from us, because respect is earned. First of all, you don't force it, It's not something that you can just wake up and decide that everyone must respect me. It does not work that way. As a politician, when you show up to a meeting of old people, people who are so old, people who are hungry, people who are in a situation that they are not even at their best, and you show up late, it's disrespectful and you need to be called out. So I believe that from my take is that she perfectly did what is within her rights, and I think we need to have a lot of other tarots come up and call out nonsense for what it is. And that's my take.